This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. I'm Derek Gilbert. Topic number 5 today, useful idiots. Talking about students who protest Israel. What do they actually mean when they're chanting the popular slogan, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free"? Well, a professor of political science and the Israel Studies chair at the University of Cal Berkeley, Ron Hassner, decided to find out. He's also editor-in-chief of a journal called Security Studies, so he hired a polling firm to survey 250 students from a variety of backgrounds across the country. He wrote about this in the Wall Street Journal. Quote, most said they supported the chant, some enthusiastically so, about 33%, and others to a lesser extent, about 53%. So altogether, about 86% of the students supported the chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Now, it turned out that just 47% of those who supported the slogan knew which river and which sea the chant referenced. Some thought it was the Nile, some thought it was the Euphrates, both of which are rivers, but others thought it was the Dead Sea, the Atlantic, the Caribbean, which are not rivers at all. And of course, not even in the vicinity of the Mediterranean Sea, which is the actual sea that's being referenced there. Students supporting the slogan showed greater ignorance about other facts about the region. Fewer than 25% knew who Palestine Liberation Organization President Yasser Arafat was. 10% thought that Arafat was Israel's first prime minister. Excuse me. No. There's a reason the airport in Tel Aviv is called Ben Gurion Airport, named for Israel's actual first prime minister, David Ben Gurion. Anyway, there's no shame in being ignorant unless one is screaming for the extermination of millions, Hassner wrote, and about that he is correct. After the students were confronted with their misunderstandings about what that slogan actually meant, about 68% of them changed their minds and rejected the slogan. Once they knew what it meant, they actually stopped supporting the chant because, frankly, it is calling for the extermination of about 9 million Jews. Topic number 4, make doctors physicians again. We may soon be saying this if a disturbing trend isn't reversed. The Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons in Canada is now recommending that medical schools shift from emphasizing medical expertise in their students in favor of teaching anti-racism and social justice values. Yes, they are emphasizing social justice and anti-racism over actually knowing what they're doing as doctors. An organization of physicians called Do No Harm is opposing this recommendation. The report states the new emphasis should center around, and again, this coming from the College of Physicians and Surgeons, the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons. The report says the new emphasis should center around values such as anti-oppression, anti-racism, and social justice rather than medical expertise. By decentering medical expertise, the anti-racism experts suggest courses focusing on anti-racism, anti-oppression, social justice. You get the idea here. They view the entire world in Marxist terms. There were the oppressed and the oppressors. And so as good Marxists, they need to train physicians to be champions of the oppressed. Frankly, I don't care what my doctor's politics are. I just want him or her to know what she's doing. I do not want to hear take 2 aspirin and call me by my pronouns. Topic number 3, demonizing Christmas. Speaking of Canadians, they may be hitting their limit of woke, and it's taking a thinly veiled attack on Christmas to do it. Part of the ongoing invasion of woke politics in the Justin Trudeau government includes regular attempts to undermine Christian holidays as archaic and problematic. Leftists argue that increasing diversity in Canada, mostly through open border policies, read illegal migration, means increasing inclusion at the national level. In other words, de-emphasizing traditional holidays that were established because the culture is predominantly based in a European Christian culture. Now, Canada and the United States have pretty much moved into a post-Christian reality, but still, that is the origin of the festivals, and because the holidays, and because they are national holidays, there are those inside the government of Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Human Rights Commission in particular, or specifically rather, published a paper in October on religious intolerance, claiming that Canada needs to adapt to immigrants instead of immigrants actually blending into the dominant culture. This treatise on religious intolerance was unanimously condemned on November 30th by the House of Commons. That's the lower chamber of the Canadian Parliament, roughly equivalent to the House of Representatives here in the United States. The paper by the Canadian Human Rights Commission cited Christianity's two biggest holy days, Christmas and Easter, as examples of, and I quote, present-day systemic religious discrimination, end quote. Worse yet, it's linked to colonialism because they are, again, official government holidays. Why should a majority Christian country adopt every minority celebration as a national holiday? No Muslim nation does this. No Hindu nation does this. Israel doesn't do this. Why should Western nations be expected to basically self-destruct? Religious freedom does not mean religious equity. There is no such thing, but many progressives see it that way, and they suggest that the existence of a Western religious majority is racism. And so to correct it, we demand that Western civilization self-destruct to accommodate foreign and minority religions and worldviews. Topic number 2, we are number 1, setting new records for border crossing as we continue with this sort of theme. The southern border crisis under the Biden administration continues to spiral out of control. Sources within Customs and Border Protection told Fox News that last Tuesday was the largest single-day illegal migrant encounter ever on the U.S.-Mexico border. Over 12,000 migrant encounters reported, more than 10,000 of them between ports of entry, meaning they didn't try to get in where you're supposed to get in. They tried to cut through the fence at some point in between the ports of entry. According to the Federation for American Immigration Reform, since President Biden has taken office, there have been more than 9 million illegal entries into the U.S. across our southern border. And meanwhile, in Democrat-run metropolitan areas like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, the cities are being overrun. They're actually complaining now to the federal government, demanding some help, or at least more money. The Biden administration has chosen open borders and appears unwilling to stem the flow of illegals ahead of the 2024 presidential election. Why? Could it be they're trying to pacify the base, the progressive wing of the Democratic Party? Or perhaps not coincidentally, we note a report that Representative Nicole Malliotakis of New York, Congressman from New York, she tweeted last week that her office had uncovered a scheme by the government of New York City through a Freedom of Information Act request to illegally register migrants to vote. Probably just a coincidence. Coming up, go vegan, go broke, even in California. That's next on 5 and 10.
We want to make sure that you're aware of the largest giveaway of the year in the We Are Legion Grand Collection. When you order the We Are Legion Grand Collection from SkywatchTVStore.com, you'll receive We Are Legion for We Are Many, Dominions, Cosmo Craters, and Washington, D.C. Unmasking the Ancient Riddle of the Hebrew Year 5785 and the Eminent Destiny of America by best-selling author Dr. Thomas Horn. Divided We Stand, the globalist scheme for a one-world government by Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, and The Prince of the Power of the Air and the Last Days, Satanology, History, Prophecy, and Technology by Jeffrey W. Martis. But we're just getting started. This must-have collection also includes the breathtaking 2-hour documentary, The Secret Destiny of America, on DVD, featuring Dr. Thomas Horn as he reveals who the God on America's Great Seal and U.S. $1 bill really is, why 72 pentagrams in the Capitol Dome are used to control the ancient Cosmo Craters who rule the nations, the coming incarnation of Antichrist, and much, much more. But that's not all. With the holidays just around the corner, now's your chance to save big and receive solid bonus merchandise absolutely free. Because also included in the We Are Legion Grand Collection are any number of brand new, super quality, overstock gift books, DVDs, or audio sets to add to your library or to give away as gifts this coming holiday season. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of nearly $150. Yours now for your donation of only $35 plus shipping and handling, so act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. This is the largest giveaway of the year, just in time for the holiday gift-giving season, and is available only while supplies last, so don't delay. Visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the We Are Legion Grand Collection now.
Item number one today, where's the beef? Well, apparently it's going back on the menu at a number of vegan restaurants as vegan restaurants finding out it's impossible to turn a profit when you're catering to the 1% of the population that identifies as vegan. California's kind of been at the forefront of this trend here in recent years, pushing plant-based substitutes for actual beef. And some very well-known Los Angeles restaurants are finding that even in Los Angeles, trying to go vegan is a good way to go broke. Popular burger restaurant called Burger Lords, with 2 locations in LA, launched in 2015 with both beef and meat-free patties, decided in 2020 to go entirely vegan. The Guerrero brothers, owners of the restaurant, served house-made veggie patties made from 30 different vegetables, nuts, grains, and spices, as well as a homemade plant-based beefy patty made in the style of the Impossible or Beyond Meat burgers. They hoped to carve out a niche for themselves, stand out in the burger-saturated restaurant market in Los Angeles. But even in LA, a city that is consistently named one of the most vegan-friendly cities in America, if not the world, it is not a way to make money. Again, only 1% of Americans live vegan. Only 4% consider themselves vegetarian. In other words, meat is going back on the menu at Burger Lords because you can't turn a profit. In other words, going vegan, especially if you're a restaurant with a name like Burger Lords, just not a recipe for success. The good news here that Americans love our beef, chicken, pork, and so on, so much that the World Economic Forum's plan to get us switched over to eating crickets and mealworms, it's going to face a little more resistance than they think. Skywatch TV this week talking about birds and the spiritual significance thereof. Why are crows, ravens, considered inherently evil? What's the connection between birds and spirits? That's the discussion this week as we talk about the new book by Jeffrey Martis, The Prince of the Power of the Air, part of a 6-week series that features the last programs recorded by Dr. Tom Horn. His new book, also part of this series, We Are Legion, for We Are Many, and Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, his new book, Divided We Stand, part of the panel discussions as well. If you've not seen them yet, go back in the archives and watch them. You'll find them all at our website, skywatchtv.com. You'll also find them at our Roku and Apple TV channels. You can also watch the program right now at our new YouTube channel for the main program. That is at Skywatch TV Now. Rumble.com/SkywatchTV. All of our video content is there as well. But better yet, get our free mobile app that guarantees we will never be canceled. All of our video content is there, along with a Bible with multiple translations, an audio Bible, no less. News updates 3 times a week, news stories the mainstream media ignores or hopes you will miss, and much more. It's available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. Again, it's free, and we have links to those app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.